Hard Mark Podcast.
Shrimp on the barbie. Shrimp on the barbie. Do you respect that? That's corruption. I could make a fake snake. You not pee in the pool. You not pee on the barbie. All of myself is clean.
Broadcasting from the Podcast Disruption Center, welcome to the Hard Mark Podcast, a show where I, Eric Donaldson, wrestling fan of over 30 years, introduce one match per episode. To my co-host who has never watched wrestling, we will talk about the backstory, we watch that match, and then we rank that match on our ever-growing list. The purpose of this show, it's twofold. First, to see what happens when someone who's never watched wrestling is introduced to its most notable matches. And secondly, as a window, you just peek through, you open up the curtains and you look. You look inside the window of the mind of the man of 54,097 compliments, the Soul Skater, the maitre d' of Matt Drama, the Tampa Bay Topsider, the living painting, the talent, the dirt bike daredevil, Flying Ryan Murphy. Ryan, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm pretty good.
Good. I mean, you got to be revved up after that intro. I put some extra gusto into it.
I feel like the last two kind of merge, Daredevil, dirt biking, and flying high, well done,
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Disruption. That's, anyone who's not worked in tech may not be familiar with this, but that is my most hated buzzword in the tech industry right now is, disruptors and disruptions. Has this come across your radar yet, Ryan?
I've seen in tech specifically, I've seen a little bit of it in Silicon Valley.
Okay, sure.
I just finished that show again, so that's been something that's, But I'm not specifically sure what you're referring to. I feel like
every meeting that I'm in, that's a big corporate sort of all hands type of thing. There's always talk about we're the original disruptors. It's not even enough to be a disruptor in your industry.
Is that
exactly? Yeah, you can't even just be a disruptor in the industry. You have to be the original disruptor. And all these poser ass disruptors that are come after you, fuck them. You're the original disruptor. And it's just weird. I don't know. It's just a strange term that gets thrown around all the time. We're trying to consider ourselves the outsiders. We're getting inside all those fucking fat cats. Fuck them. We're going to shake up the industry, that whole thing. It's not my thing, but if other people want to be the disruptors of their industry, so be it. I feel like we are the original disruptors of the podcast industry.
I see.
We're shaking it up. All the Joe Rogans and the fucking what's that lady? Call her daddy. Fuck them. we're disrupting them.
Yeah.
Spotify, their fucking $1 million things. Guess what? I spend almost no money on this, and I get paid virtually yeah. I think I've made at least 2 figures on that.
2 figures, man.
I think it's roughly around 2 figures at this point. Yeah.
So I'm fired up after that,
Good. Well, I want you to bring it. Now that we're virtual, I think people are like, oh man, these guys are going to start phoning it in. Well, not so. Even though we are socially distanced, we're emotionally available, and we're here to bring the fucking science, the cream, right to your ears on a bi-weekly basis. So let's get right down to it, Ryan. Let me tell you about a thing that I did, and I want to get your insight on it.
Okay.
Just recently, this past weekend, actually, I was at a bachelor party.
Yeah, you passed that along. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And it was a great time. Right. You did. I noticed you didn't message me back during this bachelor party. I'm sure you were busy buying a dirt bike or doing whatever you were doing.
I didn't know what to say.
You just say fuck yeah, man. That's all you need. You just have to be my fucking hype man.
I'm down here in bed, just pure dudeness. It was nice.
Nice. And then you say...
I'm supposed to say nice,
Yeah, you say nice. You just say, fuck yeah, man. You should be my Flavor Flav in that.
I appreciate the update, for sure. And I glanced through it and, made sure I got back to you by the end of the weekend.
I appreciate that. You know what things people don't talk. Well, I don't know. Well, maybe people talk about it. That may be overstating it. But you know what should be stated for the record? This is like extra wisdom for people for who don't already know this. And maybe this is something that people should tell like younger folks about. I don't know if this is necessarily enough of a reason to kind of like dissuade them from making decisions that they shouldn't make. But if nothing else, bachelor parties are so much better the older you get. Like I went to young people bachelor parties and like, woof, rough time. But then the older you get, the more money you have. Holy shit, what a great time.
So that was, I mean, it makes sense. Let's say like as you get to your
scientifically,
like it's your 20s are like, but your 30s, like, you know, when you have money.
Yeah.
And, you know, so.
How old were you? What was like the youngest you were when you attended a bachelor party?
26. I don't like.
Okay, so you didn't have any friends who got married like right out of high school or anything like that?
No. Actually, like it was late with everybody. Still, like not that many of my friends are married.
That's crazy. Yeah, for me, I had a couple friends who got married. I remember one of our bachelor parties was just in their apartment, and like we asked him questions about his soon-to-be wife and like waxed his body, and like that was it. And then another bachelor party, I remember we went to Hooters and then went back and played like poker. It's like, you know, you have no money to spend. And so even when you're going to like these Hooters things, you're like, I can't get the most expensive thing on the menu. I need to find something more conservative. But now it's just like, fuck it. You're just blowing like all this cash on like nice meals. And like, here's how I know that I've made it, Ryan. This is like how I knew that, fuck it, man. I've done the deal. We all had our own beds when we went on that bachelor party. We sprung for it.
That's a yes. I agree with that.
It's a fucking baller move.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's good wisdom. Like I recently had an experience, not a bachelor party per se, but like a get together where we didn't have our own beds. It was fucking like disaster. Yeah, it was awful. Like
I've learned that lesson. Like, and to be fair, I've got a couple years on you, so like you have time to sort of like grow into this. And like for me, I've definitely spent plenty of bachelor parties, even in the past, 5 or 6 years or whatever, where that wasn't the case, and like I didn't have my own bed. But like now, I'm never turning back. I'm never sleeping in a bed with another man at a bachelor party.
Was it different beds, same house, same hotel, or was it like you all were in like different rooms completely?
No, we didn't have our own rooms. So like it was usually like 2 to 3 guys to a room. There'd be like 2 beds in a room or 1 bed or whatever the case may be. Like it was like 2 suites that had like a 3-bed operation attached to them, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But one thing that I did find when I was at this this bachelor party, I love a cold room. And I didn't realize how much I love a cold room until I went there.
That doesn't surprise. I don't know who loves a hot room.
Some people do. Some people like warm rooms.
No, you can make yourself hot. Just get on the blankets. You can't do anything.
Right. What's your ideal sleeping temp, Ryan?
As cold as you can. I will sleep outside if I have like blankets and enough to keep I feel like cozy in my in my space. Like that's sure. I don't care how cold it is, but if it gets like past a certain temperature, there's nothing you can do about it. You're just fucked. Like,
well, I understand. Yeah, I know. I totally understand. I'm right there with you, brother. But I see like an AC unit in that unit. Yeah. Do you have it's set to a specific temp?
Oh. So this one's like it's sorry.
Are we going to go down a Ryan's corner tangent?
It has an arrangement where you can only set it to like a certain temperature during the summer.
Okay.
That's like 74 degrees. So it was fucking hot one night, and I went down there and I was like, I'm gonna just turn it down like a couple, and it didn't do much, but like by the next morning I'd woken up and it was back up to 74, so I don't know like exactly what temperature I sleep at, but 74 is not ideal. It's a little hot in my opinion.
Wait, 74 degrees?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Ridiculously hot?
Yes.
Yeah.
How can anyone be expected to live in those conditions?
I'm a fan that kind of like cools down a little bit, but that's about it. Like,
yeah,
I sleep with no blankets. Like, there's nothing I can do.
Sure. As you should. So I was split in a room with two other guys. Like one guy had kind of his own room situation, or me and another guy. The lowest, so I was in Bend, Oregon. The lowest I could get the temperature to was 65. And there were points where I was like, I would have gone lower than that. I would have even gone lower than, I wanted to get it to 60, but it wouldn't do it.
I don't understand any reason for anyone who doesn't like if they like their room a little bit warmer. You got to wrap yourself up more. You got to wrap yourself up. There's no reason a room shouldn't be as cold as possible when you're sleeping.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. For me, I think like 66 to 67 is like ideal. That's the ideal sleeping temp for me.
Sure. That might be it. I don't know. I don't know the temperatures. I don't have a reader in here. But keep it cool in the winter. It's a little bit of a bummer when it's cold and you have to get out of bed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's the only downside, but
once you get back on that homeowner train, Ryan, you'll be all into that thermostat lifestyle. You're going to know exactly what temp every room is in the house.
The what train?
That homeowner train.
The homeowner train.
Yeah, once you're back on that.
Heat pump train.
Yeah, that heat pump train, exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Kind of related to that topic, one thing that I was thinking about, because like anytime you're like traveling or whatever, it's always like at the forefront of your mind, like, okay, like I'm having to kind of go outside of my norms. What is it that I'm doing exactly to kind of like help me kind of get into like my normal routine as much as I can? What is your night time routine look like, Ryan? Like if you're trying to like kind of conk out at the end of the night, what does that look like for you? We've got a balmy 74-degree room.
Yeah.
No covers.
I mean, I don't know. I just try to find like something on YouTube and watch it until I can't anymore, and then turn the TV. I don't really have a good routine. But I go to bed pretty early, like 8:39.
Really?
Yeah.
What time are you up?
What's that?
What time are you up in the morning? 8:39.
I wake up at 5:30.
Okay, all right. Okay, that's not too crazy, but
I'm not really a morning person. I'm not really a night person. So like I have limited time on what I can actually like get stuff done. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I once I turn the TV off, that's when I just try to lay down, go to bed. It's not exciting. I don't really have any good tips. I'm not like that good of a sleeper, but it works occasionally.
Well, maybe you could benefit from my sleeping routine then, from the sounds of it.
What's your sleeping routine?
Well, so first of all, actually, I was thinking about this today. I think you gave me a complex about my sleeping routine because I played for you my my noise machine one time, and you were like shocked by it.
Well, it was probably fucked up.
Was it? It was not fucked up, for the record. It's just a loud fan sound, but it was so loud that I think you were very taken aback by it.
Or fucked up.
Well, I wouldn't say fucked up. It's not like I'm listening to like fucking orphans crying or anything, Ryan. It was just a fan. It just happened to be a loud fan. It drowns out all the road noise and all the shit that happens near Hedonism 4, okay? But you planted the seed of like, maybe I'm fucking weird. Maybe this is like too loud of a thing to have on. And then my niece and nephew were like visiting not that long ago, and I played it for them, and they were just giving me the fucking weirdest looks. Look, they were looking at me like I had turds hanging out of my ears.
I totally get that.
But so then on this bachelor party, I bring this noise machine because I'm like, okay, I need to make sure that like, people are cool with this. So I made a point to like, hey, I'm going to play this right now. And like, they were totally fine with it. So I think everybody else is the weird ones. I think most people are understanding like, hey, this is like a normal thing that people do. But maybe that's part of it. That's not even the whole thing. So I need my noise machine. That's like part one. Yeah. I have two noise machines. I have one that lives in my home, and then I have one that lives in my backpack that I take when I go traveling. It was only like $25-$30. One of the best purchases I ever made. And so I've got that. Go ahead.
Okay. Does it run off batteries? Like what?
Electricity. You just plug it in the wall.
But if you're in... So you take like when you're camping, or like when you...
I don't take it camping. No, that's like the one time I like don't bother bringing it.
Okay. It's like a hotel thing.
It's like a hotel Airbnb thing. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But not a big camping thing. But yeah, I bring that noise machine, and then if I'm at home, what I'll do is I will I'll put on either Peacock, I'll put on some classic 80s wrestling. That usually conks me out because it like is enough to keep my attention, but like not so captivating where I can't turn away. So like that's the main thing I'll do. Occasionally I'll put on like some video game stuff, one of those two things, and then I'll just kind of slowly drift off. And like right while I have a little bit more consciousness left, I'll turn the TV off, maybe even still have the audio playing. So I'm still like listening to it through my phone, through the Roku. Very, very great handy app for your phone where you can actually listen to your TV audio through your phone so you don't wake your partner up, everybody. And so they'll do that, and then eventually it's just a very peaceful way to conk out at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Have I sold you on this? Is this something that appeals to you?
So I think Greta needs the TV on to go to sleep.
Okay.
I don't. I have to turn it off now. I used to, but like, I've grown out of that.
Sure, right. Guess what? She will never.
Funny, like I was, just another Boy Meets World reference is, haven't had enough.
Yeah.
There's
the number one science and Boy Meets World podcast out there in Pacific Northwest / high desert area.
Sure. Sean goes. He's sleeping in the same bed with his brother. They have to, because of damage to their part, whatever.
Okay.
But he starts playing Sounds of the Trailer Park.
Okay.
Like that's how he falls asleep. He has a tape of sound, and it just reminds me of your situation with your fucking loud fan. Like it's unneeded. It's unnecessary and ridiculous, but it makes you fall asleep.
You're comparing my noise machine with a loud fan sound to Sounds of the Trailer Park? Is that what I'm getting at?
I'm just referencing the idea of what you need to fall asleep, and how some people feel about it.
I'm a particular sleeper. I sleep very traditionally also no light, total darkness. Yeah. I have blackout curtains. I do not like any light. Like it used to be when I was a teenager, I would put something in front of my clock so that I couldn't even see the clock light.
I'm in full agreement with that.
Good.
And even a little bit of background stuff. But I don't need a fucking fan, blowing through the speakers in my ear to put me to sleep.
Are you on a quiet street there in Vegas?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I'm not. I've got a very busy street, so I need something to drown out road noise and barking dogs and all that bullshit. So for me, the noise machine's an essential part of that.
But whatever, some people just can't sleep. So whatever gets you, your head on the pillow and then out.
Well, I can appreciate I can appreciate that, and maybe you can take some of my tips and get yourself really settled in sleep wise. We can get a nice rested Ryan for once. I
have a fan. I have a real fan. I don't need a recorded fan. I have an actual fan that just blows air on me.
But in the wintertime, so here's what's going to happen, Ryan.
It still goes in the wintertime, Eric. I told you, I like a cold room.
I mean, that seems like an unnecessary energy expense, but I mean, that's just me. I guess if you're living off of somebody else's energy dime, then you don't really care so much.
Oh, we split it.
Oh, okay. Well, then everything's okay. There was another thing I wanted to ask you about. Oh, that's right. We don't have to. I guess I'll leave it up to you. So last episode, one of the things that came up was Mandela effects.
Yeah. That's the other dimensions,
yes,
things going on that, yeah.
False memories that have been implanted into our brains, and or maybe, no, actually, I take that back. It's real memories of the way things really were, but then this alternate dimension has seeped into ours, and so now we're getting kind of these false things in. So, actually, if you're interested, I'll leave it up to you. I found the most reputable of scientific establishments had a quiz, a Mandela Effect quiz. And I'll probably cut it down a little bit. We don't need to, people don't need to hear you take each element of this quiz, but just to kind of get a flavor for it. Would you care to see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please. Bear
Bear with me for one moment. So if you get less than 10 out of 15 on this, you are from an alternate dimension or whatever it is that they say here.
BuzzFeed.
Oh, you're probably in an alternate reality. That's right. BuzzFeed, the most reputable, it's neck and neck. You got Harvard and then you have BuzzFeed. And let me know once it kind of pulls up for you. I'm looking at the what colors are Uncle Sam's hat is the first question on our quiz.
Yeah, I'm going through it.
Okay, all right. Feel free to narrate as you're surprised or not surprised by these things.
Oh my God, I'm doing terrible.
How far are you so far?
I am 4 questions in.
Okay.
Holy, okay.
It sounds like it's not going so well for young flying Ryan Murphy over here.
Oscar Mayer. Jesus Christ. I've almost gotten like every one of these wrong.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they're not terribly difficult questions.
I think we know what this means.
Yeah, I didn't do well. I got 7 out of 15.
Oh, okay. So you got like half then.
Yeah.
Is there any one in particular that surprises you the most of this BuzzFeed quiz?
Fuck. Like, some of them are looking like, what did I miss? I had Target correct.
Good. Okay. Perfect.
I missed the Saw reference.
I've never seen a Saw movie, but I think that was one of the ones I clicked on just out of curiosity, and I also missed it.
Yeah. I missed Tony the Tigers.
Okay. I don't think anyone remembers that Tony the Tiger has a blue nose.
Jesus Christ. Like, I got Henry III. Henry.
Good.
Yeah.
Big history buff, that Ryan.
Let's see. Oscar Mayer threw me off. I'm not even sure that's fucking correct. I'm pretty sure it's Meyer with an E.
I think I have to think back to like the song because let's see. Okay. My baloney has a first name, it's Oscar. My baloney has a second name, it's it's Mayer. That's the song.
To do it. Yeah, but like if you look at it doesn't look correct. But I think it's the way they frame these things. Like,
you think that there's some BuzzFeed shenanigans? Are you calling into question the integrity of this BuzzFeed quiz?
There's something going on. Pikachu, I got right. Sketchers, I got right. Kellogg's, I got right.
So you did well. Well, you didn't actually do well.
I didn't do that well. Looney Tunes, I got right.
Do you think there's anything?
Sex and the City, I got right. Yeah.
Okay.
What did I miss? I missed Monopoly.
Oscar Mayer.
And then I missed like Fruit of the Loom. Kind of threw me off. I had it with like, what's that called? That basket.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's a cornucopia. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then Kit Kat, I got wrong. And then I got Uncle Sam wrong. So.
Well, you can't get them all. Do you?
No, what did I pick? Oh, I picked random one. Yeah, no, okay. So anyway, that's where I'm at. 7 out of 15. I'm like,
do you think there's anything to these alternate dimension rumors now that you've experienced?
So what is that supposed to mean? Like,
it's supposed to mean so. According to the people that are big into these Mandela Effect theories, which do you know why it's called the Mandela Effect?
No, I just looked up what it was last time.
So it's named after Nelson Mandela, who was like the political figure. Apparently, there was a large number of people who thought that he died in prison. He did not die in prison. He was released, and then he became, the head of South Africa. But a lot of people thought that he did, and so that's why it was titled the Mandela Effect, because people swore that he died in prison. And so the theory from these people is that your brain is remembering it correctly, but there's like bits and pieces of information that are seeping in from these, multiverses and alternate dimensions that are kind of, removing bits of information from our universe and kind of replacing it on the internet with, alternate parallel dimensions. Like the Sinbad movie, I think it was Kazam, which didn't actually happen, and all the examples that you saw here today.
So like, I think it's weird to like that theory. I think like multiple like verses and like different ways you can kind of like it's interesting, but I don't like agree with like is it tied down to like memories, that specific Mandela theory, or is it like there's actually like kind of like alternate like universes where you made different decisions in your life, like is that?
I think it's tied to information on the internet that is being distorted from what the actual version that happened in our reality is.
Oh, that's what it is? It's like actually tied to, because that.
Is that now you're on board with this now? Is that?
I mean, a little bit. Like, I do think there's fucking some issues with the. I think there's some issues with things being distorted for sure, but not like in a. I'm not passionate about anything to be like a conspiracy theorist, so
Sure.
but I just think like probably like that could be a real thing.
I don't remember how long your lease is, but I hope by the end of it, like you're super, super deep into these Mandela Effect shit. Well, like you're going to conventions.
We'll check in like, maybe this will be like a jumping off point.
Yeah.
And
quarterly.
But yeah, I definitely think that it could skew some views or some memories of real life events.
I mean, sure. Why not? Let's go with that. I like this direction that Vegas Ryan is going in.
Just make something in the next episode. We'll check back in. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's see here. We probably have time for one more non-wrestle talk thing before we kind of get into the stuff. One other thing, actually, and I think this actually ties in with something we were talking about last episode. Last episode, didn't we talk about like tipping? Specifically around like food trucks and stuff like that. I'm remembering.
Was it last? We've discussed it before. I don't know if it was last episode, but we've discussed it.
Okay, It may have been the last in-person episode before you took off. Mm-hmm. One thing that also on this bachelor party that sprung to mind, and I'm not a especially guilty person, but one thing that I do carry a lot of guilt for is my lack of tipping cleaning staff at hotels, because I believe that those are people who are absolutely deserving of tips, and I never ever remember to do it. And when I do, it's just like loose change and shit that's in my pockets.
Yeah. You leave like money in the room?
I've seen hotels where they have like little envelopes where it's like, hey, like leave your tip here, like that sort of thing. Yeah, the idea is like you're just kind of like leaving it in a place where it's like, oh, like this is clearly meant for, cleaning staff, that sort of thing. Are you just now hearing about this?
Yeah. Am I just hearing about this?
Yeah, did you not know this was a thing until now?
No, not really. Like but like that's a service that should be tipped for. I totally agree. Like, and maybe we're getting into like, again, where do you draw the line? But like, I think they totally like do the work that, goes unrecognized, and it makes for a nice, like, I mean, I like hotels because they're fucking clean when I walk in there. They do a really nice job of like folding things nicely and like, having it kind of, pristine looking. Yeah, totally. I don't know. Like
I guess to think of it, like the hotel that we stayed at, there was definitely a booger on the wall in one of the rooms. So maybe it wasn't as big of a deal.
If I was a host, I would never clean a booger. I would totally miss that for sure. Like, there's no doubt.
I would never clean a booger.
Yeah, I would just know like what I'm supposed to make the beds. You probably clean the bathroom, maybe the counters, but I would never fucking check for a booger on the wall.
That
true. Would go unnoticed by me.
I could see that. Yeah, you probably get in a routine. You're not thinking to check the walls for boogies. I can understand that.
The walls, yeah. That's maintenance's job. Like,
maintenance.
When they paint over the booger, like,
I heard about the weirdest tipping scenario, like literally just last night, and I immediately made a note to myself about it because I'd never, ever, ever heard about this before or even given it any thought before. It was completely foreign to me, and this has got to be the weirdest situation I've ever heard of tipping in. Cable installer.
No, I don't know if you can tip them, can you?
I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and they were talking about like tipping their cable installers, and one of the guys was like, yeah, I give them like $40, and it's like, what the fuck? A cable installer? What is this, anarchy? Like, we're tipping for everything all the time now?
Okay, I agree with you like 100%. I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to tip for, and what I have no idea. And like, I think presumably you have to think that like these cable installers are getting paid well enough to not be tipped.
Absolutely.
So you wouldn't throw like that set, and I would not tip them. I would for sure. I'm just saying, but I would for sure not tip them. But like, they do get under your fucking house and like deal with like maybe rats and spiders and like shit like that. And some of them have done like a pristine job of like actually like running cable certain ways that like, makes it discreet and like, and they do like but that said, I would hope that fucking whoever they work for is paying them enough to not have to be tipped. Cause like that, again, it just goes in like, where do you draw the fucking line? Like, do you tip on your cable bill every month? Just tip like where does it stop? Like, Crazy, Eric.
This is insanity. No, you know what? You make a good point. I think that if someone was in a situation, and like honestly, I hadn't even given any thought to this, but like if someone would clue me in on the fact like, hey, this person like had to go underneath your house in like a crawl space and do a bunch of bullshit there. You know what? Sure. Give the guy a fucking tip in that scenario. I totally get that. But like I had an install that lasted, I think 5 or 5.5 hours at my house. And like, it wasn't especially complicated, but it just took fucking forever. And it's like, the thought of giving this person a tip never crossed my mind because like the entire time I'm like, this fucking dude is stretching this out so long because he doesn't want to go to another job after this. And so just the idea of having to like tip anytime you're like interacting with another human being, it's madness.
It's total madness. And you never know where to draw the line. And it's like it's difficult to deal with your day to day when you don't know who the fuck you have to tip. Like it is. Like I'm pretty much tipping fucking everybody out here in Vegas. I only do a few things, right? I get like food, maybe go out, like get a Uber Eats.
Sure.
Fucking go to the casino. You tip fucking everybody in this town. Like, and it was even getting like that way in Seattle. Like you're tipping for it's crazy. It's like they can. I'm not trying to like make a statement, but like it's like they're driving down wages and then just picking up, like having you just fucking make up for it with goddamn tips. Like what the fuck? Just
pay people fucking livable wages, and then the rest of us don't have to fucking worry about this bullshit.
It's insane. What happened? Like we're on the hook for this now. Not even like like it's just I don't get it. But it fucking pisses me off, and I don't know where the line is. And I think that's a good discussion. Like that should be brought up in all places. Like don't have political discussions anymore at the family dinner. Have fucking tipping conversations and we can all like grow and figure out where to draw the line. Yeah.
Right. Teach parents, teach your children about tipping early and often. Okay. Like the birds and the bees, like they'll figure that shit out. They're on TikTok. They'll learn soon enough. But tipping, that shit does not get discussed in nearly
you get into your 30s, you don't know what the fuck you're doing anymore. Like you shouldn't live life like this.
Right. Exactly. Home ec, they don't teach you about that. Okay. So it's up to you, the parents, to kind of figure this shit out and sort it out so that your kids know.
I think it's a millennial like thing. My dad's like very strict on who the fuck he will tip. I don't know if your like parents are the same way, but like he knows who's gonna tip. And he'll tip if dinner like whatever. But like if there's a situation where he doesn't think the tip should be like it's not happening. He'll wait in line to sign that check with no tip if that has to be the case. Like and I think we're just like us where we're fucked and we just tip everybody. Yeah, when you're a cable installers,
right? Exactly. That's why they have all the money and we have none of the money, Ryan.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. So I don't know. I don't know where to draw the line, but it's an issue.
We'll figure it out. By the end of this run, we're gonna have a solid line in the sand of who you tip and who you don't. Cable installer, that's a firm no. Unless they're under your house, unless they're doing wacky ass shit, then yes, maybe.
So we don't really have a line.
I think that's a firm. It's more of a line than it was before. I didn't even think that there was a line there. I thought it was just a no in all cases, but maybe it's a yes sometimes, but very rarely.
We'll sort it out. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll get behind. I'll get behind that. Should we talk about a wrestling match here today?
Yeah. Let's dive in.
Let's fucking do it, man. Let's fucking do it. So one guy that we have seen a time or two, Ryan, is one of the all-time greats, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. So I don't know if you remember him. We've seen him twice. We saw him way back in episode 10. He was part of a 4-on-4 match, the Dream Team versus the $1 Million Team. We also saw for one of our mini-sodes, which for anyone who hasn't checked those out, I always really liked doing those. But he did a promo on one of our mini-sodes that you also seem to appreciate, where he was talking about hard times and the steel workers getting laid off and all sorts of other good stuff. So the highest highs of Dusty Rhodes' career, those were a little bit before my time. Like, he was probably the biggest star of the 70s. But I have very fond memories of Dusty showing up and cutting these legendary promos and being a pretty regular presence throughout the 1990s on commentary. So with the American Dream status, it's not surprising that his sons would also go on to follow in his footsteps and become pro wrestlers themselves. So as a precursor to our match here today, an appetizer to what we're going to be watching, I wanted to show you a little clip of Dusty and his son Dustin in WCW, and one of my all-time favorite promos. Now, this promo that you're going to see is not directly related to the match that we're going to be watching here today, but it's still a good watch. Now, Dustin, his son, was known at that time as the Natural Dustin Rhodes because he had a lot of God-given ability in the ring. He just seemed like a natural wrestler, that sort of thing. And not too long after the clip that we're about to see, Dustin would leave WCW and make his way to the WWF. So let's watch that clip really quick here, just to kind of give you a feel for Dusty, Dustin, that whole family dynamic there.
Oh, yeah.
Our big match is coming up tonight. Pits father and son together for the very first time in WCW. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, at his son's side, Dustin Rhodes. Let's take a look at what has transpired leading up to
Prime wrestling fans right here.
I knew you'd like that. Here we go.
So bear with me just for a minute. I want to talk to my son.
Great shirt,
in front of the
too.
whole world. When you were born, when you were a baby, and when you were born, I went off to seek my fame and fortune. I neglected you. Then later on, when I became world's heavyweight champion, I neglected you. Then lately I became this corporate cowboy, if you will, in public with a suit and tie on, and I neglected you. And when it came down to choose a partner, I was off in Hollywood, and I neglected you. Let me tell you something. Bunkhouse Buck, let me tell you, Colonel Parker, they all nothing but chicken thieves. That's all they are, brother.
Chicken thieves, Ryan.
Let me tell you something else. Terry Funk is nothing but a low-life, watermelon thief, egg-sucking dog. And let me tell you something about Ian Anderson. Ian Anderson, my son, offered up his innocence, and you paid him back in scorn. The hell with you, Ian Anderson. Ian Anderson has never been nothing but a walk behinder. And when you walk behind and you're not a leader, then the view never changes, baby. The view never changes, baby. The view never changes. You have the ability to be the world's heavyweight wrestling champion. There is not a greater athlete at your age in this sport. But I would ask you a favor. I want to ask you a favor in front of God and the whole world. I know that the Clash of Champions on August the 24th, you put your name on the dotted line. I don't want you to look for another partner. I don't want you to go and find another man. I don't want you to go out and get on your knees and beg another scum-sucking pig to be your partner. I'm asking you if you can carry this old out of shape, old bent out, old spindly-legged man. I want to be your partner. I don't need no handshake, because out there right now tonight there's people with their brothers and their sisters and their wives. They are blood. The Kennedys were blood. The Earps were blood. The Rhodes are blood. I don't need a handshake. What I need now from you is just a hug and a kiss to seal the deal, baby.
Oh, boy. That was pretty fucking dramatic.
So there you go. All right.
Yeah. There's a lot there.
Fuck, I got goosebumps. I'm sitting here and I got goosebumps.
It didn't even take long to get goosebumps. You know, you went right into it. I neglected you as a child.
Yeah, the view never changes. Like when he repeats that over and over, it's just like, oh man, this is good stuff. But gosh, what a great promo! I love every once in a while I go back to that and rewatch it. But that's kind of you've seen Dusty before. It's been a while, admittedly, but that's kind of an introduction to Dustin Rhodes. Anything else around that promo that we should discuss, or do you have any questions about?
There's a lot there, but I think I was able to soak it all in.
Okay, perfect. So that, again, that doesn't actually tie in with our match here today, but it is an introduction to Dustin Rhodes, who, as we mentioned earlier, would make his way to the WWF. And one thing that we talked about last episode, which if you have forgotten, or anyone who hasn't actually listened to it, you should check it out. It featured Stone Cold Steve Austin taking on Jake the Snake Roberts in the King of the Ring with the rocket ship. That's right, Austin 316, the birth of that monumental catchphrase. But one thing that we discussed in that episode was Vince McMahon and his propensity and how he's not big on using other people's creations. He always likes kind of building his own toys and using those things and etc. So with that in mind, Dustin was pitched a new character. As you saw in that clip, Dustin was kind of like a cowboy. That's basically what he was in real life. He's just, a Texas cowboy guy. So this character that he was pitched when he came to the WWF, it was a pretty significant change from being a hunting, dipping, second-generation Texas cowboy, as I'm sure you can
hunting, dipping.
Associate with.
You're dipping in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody loves dip. Young and old, grizzly green, all the way around, which you left at the camping site, by the way, Ryan.
I did.
You did. We set up
I couldn't find it.
We found it, and we left a little shrine for you. So we had the grizzly green, and we had all the other stuff there waiting for you.
Should have left it as a prize for everyone.
The camp looking tournament.
Yeah, that's good to know.
That would have been good. So, any guesses what this new character would end up being, Ryan? Any insight? Any thoughts? Any guesses? Yeah, for Dustin. You saw him. What would you make Dustin if you had to kind of build a wrestler from scratch? What character would you assign this guy?
So you're saying he was kind of like who he was portrayed as in that last clip?
Yeah, in real life, exactly. In real life, he was just like Dusty Rhodes kid.
I wouldn't change anything at all about him. I loved what he was. That's a Southwestern guy right there.
You like the cactus Western shirt? I
loved it. Like I think I've mentioned in the beginning of the clip. Like that would be, who I wouldn't change much about him. I don't know. Did they shake him up?
They shook him up a little bit. Let me hit you with what they did with old Dustin here, okay? All right, so saddle in for this one, Ryan, because we're going to go on a hell of a little ride.
Saddle, just keeping it Southwestern.
That's right. The new character would be known as Goldust.
Jesus.
So Goldust was an androgynous man in a wig, dressed head to toe in a golden bodysuit with his face painted gold, and he was obsessed with Hollywood films. Often quoting from them in his interviews. Basically think of like the Academy Award, the Oscar, brought to life.
It's a bummer.
Was that your second option? I know you said first thing was, hey, bring him as a cowboy. Would your second option have been androgynous man in a gold bodysuit?
Yeah, I'm disappointed already.
Well, you haven't even seen him yet, Ryan. We haven't even seen him yet. You're going to see a clip, though, momentarily. So maybe once you see him, you'll change your tune a little bit.
Yeah.
So supposedly, when this character of Goldust was originally pitched to Dustin, he immediately said yes, and then after he hung up the phone, he looked up the word androgynous, as it had been thrown around quite a bit during that initial pitch meeting. And he immediately became concerned and began to second-guess his decision to move forward with the character, which, for anyone who does not know, androgynous means male and female qualities, essentially, like kind of unclear, undefined as far as that's concerned. So nonetheless, even with kind of this uncertainty in the back of his mind, Dustin threw himself into the character despite it being a complete departure from his real life personality. So I would say that probably the most notable and controversial trait about Goldust is that he was heavily implied to be a predatory gay man, leaning into a homophobic edge more than any wrestler before or since in an attempt to rile up the crowd.
Okay, let me... So he was portrayed as this. Was it like a gender thing, or was it like a gay kind of deal that he was also like homophobic to some degree, or?
Well, his character was not homophobic, but if you didn't, it was heavily implied that he was gay, and he would his
character, or he was
his character.
Oh, okay.
The character of Goldust was heavily implied to be like a predatory gay man. So during his matches, he'd feel up his opponents and they'd get all sketched out and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And during his promos, he would also make a lot of really, really over the top sexual innuendo. And it was kind of playing into this sort of mainstream, I don't want some guy touching me sort of thing. Is basically what it was.
he doesn't want some guy touching him.
No, like the fans would see Goldust like rubbing his opponents, and they'd be like, "What the fuck is he doing?" Like,
so like the fans were a little bit more homophobic. Like that's kind of.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I'd say society as a whole was probably a little bit more homophobic in the 90s.
Like that's not shocking. Like,
sure,
not at all. Like but like just was he maybe gay like to begin with?
No,
he's playing this character though.
Yes,
like fully.
Yes. He is a married man with a young daughter.
But he could be gay. We don't know. Like, I mean, they did ask him to play this.
I mean, he's still around like 30 years later, and he's like married with a wife and stuff. I mean, it's possible, but I don't think that he is.
Well, with the fans ridiculing him at every, possible.
That did happen. But yeah, they would do storylines where he was basically like, so for example, there was a guy named Ahmed Johnson who was like unconscious on a gurney. And so Goldust went up to Ahmed Johnson and like under the pretenses of giving him mouth to mouth, basically like kissed him when he was unconscious on the gurney and left all this like gold paint all over Ahmed Johnson's mouth. And like Ahmed got pissed, like this in the storyline, he got like super pissed and started like breaking down doors and like beating the shit out of people trying to find Goldust. Like that's what the character was. It was like this guy that was like touching on a homophobic nerve and trying to use like these tactics to get under people's skin.
What year was this?
This was 1995 that he debuted.
1990. That's probably a fucking good year to like hit on. You want to rile up possibly like homophobic, like maybe even country. Like the 1995 might have been maybe not the best. I'm just saying like it was kind of like maybe teetering, like it was starting to, but still like there was this like backlash. Yeah, 1995, just like like
1995
would be an interesting year to see how all this played out.
It's kind of interesting because like the Attitude Era for the WWF had not yet started in earnest quite yet. This was by far the edgiest thing that they had ever done at this point. Yeah. And like you could very easily point to some of the Goldust stuff as like the edgiest stuff that they would ever do in like 1995. And like a lot of it is in horrible taste. Like you watch some of it back now and it's just like, this is bad and this does not age well at all.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I think it would be obviously it'd be a different story today. You look at 1995, that's just a fucking crazy time to like, roll this out and see what happens. But I like they fucking did it. Like, it's just like, it's kind of,
it's ballsy.
Okay. So is it, okay. Let me clear. I don't want to be a dick. Like,
sure. Yeah. Right. This is going to be some creative editing on my part.
I'm not saying like it was like interesting to do because it like provokes like homophobia. Like, I'm just saying like,
right.
I mean, the WWE to come out with like this character that like, not a lot of places were even doing anything like that,
Understand, absolutely. And like, to be fair, and Ryan has not seen this character yet. So like, you're going to see an interview for them and you can reserve judgment until that point. Wow. I think that there would have been a way to do this character potentially where it wouldn't have been bad, but like the way that it was done ended up resulting in like, crowds chanting slurs. You can guess what slurs were being chanted at Goldust.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll like give my reevaluation after the ASC. But
okay.
Like I said, I don't want to be like a dick, but
sure, right? No, it's an interesting take on a character, and like there had been characters that were like more feminine that would like spray perfume into the crowd and stuff like that. But like this really leaned heavily into that sort of thing. For better or for worse. But with all of these things in place, so we talked about Dustin, we talked about Goldust. There's been a lot of speculation on whether this character was actually a means of sticking it to Dusty Rhodes. So there had been a lot of rumors that Vince kind of had a love-hate relationship with Dusty. And so as a way of kind of like needling Dusty, hey, let's give his son this fucking outlandish character that, could very easily bomb and be looked at as something that could kill somebody's career. So it's hard to say for sure, but this is, again, definitely the edgiest thing that WWF had ever done, probably even to this day. So what they would end up doing, they would add his real life wife. His wife would be cast as his manager, aka his director. He called her his director, Marlena. And so now the Goldust act was now complete. But Goldust, since he was a pretty featured character, he needed an opponent for WrestleMania XII in 1996. Ideally, they would find an equally strong character that would not be overshadowed by his larger-than-life personality, and somebody that the fans could really rally behind. And so with this in mind, Goldust began to call out none other than Roddy Piper. And so Piper at this time, in 1996, was the on-screen president of the WWF. He had taken the place of Jack Tunney and Gorilla Monsoon, and he had not actually competed in the ring in nearly 2 years, but he would give the show some much-needed star power and would give Goldust an opponent he could, quote-unquote, sink his teeth into. So let's go ahead. Let's watch a quick promo leading up to this match before we watch it. And this will give you a little bit of insight into the Goldust character.
That's editing right there.
Yeah, good stuff.
1995.
So this is his wife, Marlena, just so you know.
Oh, man. Yeah, this is like 1995 for the kids.
I am big. It's the pictures that got small. Sunset Boulevard, 1950. Oh, but you were always big, Mr. President Piper, weren't you? At one time, you were literally huge. As a matter of fact, some of my earliest teenage fantasies derived right from this very pit. Watching you from the hills, I hung on your every word as each syllable spilled from your luscious lips. I sunk deeper and deeper into my own sea of ecstasy when you exploded that coconut over the head of one superfly. Oh, I myself erupted with pleasure like a rock-hard mountain of lust. And that skirt. Oh, yes, we mustn't forget that skirt. I spent many hours of quality time alone just contemplating Grapes of Wrath. But President Piper, things are different now, aren't they? You have moved into a new set. And that set is one Hollywood. But you forget, that's my set. Though I've seen you in some of those films. I even got quite the rise out of They Live. Yes, you have done quite well for yourself, Mr. President Piper. As a matter of fact, you may even one day go down as an all-time Hollywood great. Maybe a great, but not the greatest. That title only belongs to one Goldust. So sit back, President Piper, and like the gentleman that you are, accept what is, simply as what is. That being your role as a World Wrestling Federation president, and merely my lowly extra when it comes to Tinseltown. Oh, by the way, maybe, just maybe, if you're a good little boy, I'll even treat you to a little something extra.
Oh, here you go. Here you go.
Extreme salsa, please.
Oh, yeah. You remember the name, and you will never forget. Goldust.
I don't care who he's directed by. That's one of the worst films, one of the worst pieces.
Okay. There you have it, Ryan.
That was a lot.
So, thoughts on what you just saw? I know there's a lot to take in there. Do you stand by what you said?
I don't. I feel so. I don't know. That was crazy.
Was that what you were expecting, or was that was it not?
No, it was much more of I was thinking a little bit lighter on that aspect.
Okay, you thought it was going to be more of a real human being.
They did not do that light at all.
They went very, very over the top with the Goldust character. There was no subtlety whatsoever to it. It was you would see this guy for 10 seconds and instantly know what they were trying to get across with that.
Yeah, and I have to think your audience at the time was well, what the fuck is this? I'm upset now.
Right, they were, and if you saw him wrestle, his matches were very much that same thing. He would touch himself and rub himself. He would touch and rub his opponents. He'd do a lot of very sexually suggestive things as a means of kind of getting a crowd response for, again, better or for worse.
Well, I guess I'm gonna just see, but it seems like he had that. Is that not a sellout fucking from where he was with his dad on that to what that was? I guess maybe from what you show me first to what you show me right there could not be further apart, you know.
It was quite a transformation. So he had a little bit of a falling out with his dad. His dad was still in WCW. Dustin got fired from WCW, not because of his dad or anything, but they kind of had a falling out. And then he went to the WWE. And I think anytime that you're the son of someone famous, and this is true probably of any medium, not even just professional wrestling, but especially in pro wrestling, if you're someone's son, you're always going to be compared to them. And Dusty Rhodes casts an enormous shadow. And to be fair, Dustin as this cowboy character was in all likelihood, he was always going to be a lesser than version of Dusty. So the only way to kind of break out of that and make a name for himself is to do something completely different. Now, did they have to go quite the route that they did? Probably not, but that's what ended up happening.
It's kind of honestly, it's a little bit respectable that he went and fucking did it all in like that. It's that's an interesting clip from back then. That's just an interesting portrayal of what
it is. A time capsule. They would never ever do that now, nor should they. But no, I think you can have problems with how this character was presented while at the same time respecting what Dustin was doing, because he put 100% effort into it. Most guys, if presented with a character like that, they would probably half-ass it. They would not put their heart into it. You have to commend him, if nothing else, for the fact that he went full bore with it and he made it successful, whereas many people would not.
That's what I mean by okay, so you put it in much better terms. I didn't mean sell out in a way that
sure
he's a sellout, but I mean he really went from one thing to totally the opposite of what, you know. It's just it's a crazy jump, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
I assume they I don't know how much they paid him, but he jumped into that character and fucking ran with it, you know. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he did very well for himself, especially in those first couple of years after making the jump over. So now that we've seen that promo, despite the kilt, Roddy Piper was always considered a man's man. So it stands to reason. Oh, go ahead.
What was the kilt that he was wearing? A little bit of a. He was wearing a skirt.
You're talking about Goldust kilt.
Yeah.
That was a reference to Piper. He didn't normally wear a kilt.
I mean, okay. All right, I just want to make sure.
No, I don't.
I mean, it could be a kilt or it could be a schoolgirl's outfit.
I mean, it could be.
You know.
So Goldust's outfit was usually, it was the gold rubber bodysuit, and then he would have this flowery gold robe that he would also wear. But that kilt thing that he was wearing, the plaid skirt
was a
kilt,
Roddy Piper.
That was a Roddy Piper thing. He only was wearing that because he was calling Piper out. Yeah. That was not a normal part of the Goldust garb.
There's a lot of skirt action going on.
Well, we might see some more skirt action. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
So it stands to reason that with Piper kind of considering himself to be a man's man, he would not take kindly to the advances of Goldust. So the match was made for WrestleMania, the very first ever Hollywood Backlot Brawl, which would take place between Roddy Piper and Goldust. And also, just to give you a little bit of a sign of the times before we watch the match, WrestleMania was taking place just a couple of months after the OJ verdict. And apparently there were some internal conversations about bringing OJ in for a match. There was discussions about Roddy Piper versus OJ before it was decided that may be in bad taste.
It's fucking classic 1995, you know?
Gotta love 1995. Willing to do fucking anything for a set of eyeballs on that TV. But that's the match. That's the thing. We'll come back to you with our thoughts on Roddy Piper versus Goldust. Right after this break.
Goldust is just trying to get out of there. Look out! He's running over him. He's going to hit him. He just hit him. He just hit Roddy Piper. This is totally out of hand. Roddy Piper was hit by a car. This is going to get ugly. This is going to get ugly. There's no rules. And, oh, wait a minute. Oh, no. What is he doing? No. Roddy Piper. Look at Marlena. Piper, I think, just kissed Goldust. And just, look at Marlena. What is he? Roddy Piper has disarmed Goldust. And Marlena out there trying to cover up Goldust. Look at this. Goldust covering his top. Roddy Piper in a Hollywood Backlot Brawl. It wound up here live.
We are back. We just watched Roddy Piper take on Goldust at WrestleMania 12. Ryan's record going into this match, which I made the common mistake that I often do of not saying what his record was. Going into this match, it was 24-21. So you were starting to make a little bit of space above that 500 record, Ryan. Unfortunately, Ryan was not accurate in his prediction. He did choose Goldust to take the match, but unfortunately, Roddy Piper took it. What'd you think, Ryan?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the whole thing. Part 1, part 2. I thought it was going to be one of those matches where, like, you know, you can't, like, really predict it. Like, I think Roddy Piper was, like, the obvious choice. Mm-hmm. But felt like this time I was going to, you know, try to go a little bit, you know. Yeah.
What was kind of the rationale behind picking Goldust in this case?
Like, he was like the antagonist, you know. Like,
sure. He was kind of the new kid on the block. They wanted to establish him as kind of being a big threat. Was that kind of your method of thinking?
Like, he got the shit beat out of him in the initial, like, you know, match. And I didn't have much to do with it, but I was like, you know, when he goes in there, like, and he's a character, you know. He's a character for sure. Like, he's a guy that has to be like represented to some degree, and, like, you know, he could be, you know, the new kind of like bad guy of the WWE.
that's true.
You know.
That is true.
So
wasn't meant to be that.
That's what I was incorrect, obviously, but that was the thought process that went through my head. Yeah.
Let's see. So that puts you. I should write this down before I forget. That puts you at 24-22. Man, we've watched a lot of matches. No, that's pretty good. That's the 46th match that we've watched together so far.
Yeah, it's wild.
You're quite a professional at this point. Did you like the match?
I did like the match.
All right.
I liked the whole match combined. I don't think I would have liked it as much if it was just the match.
Right.
I mean, in my rating of this match, should the part 1 play into it?
Oh, I think it should, because it's two parts of the same thing. I think they really go hand in hand.
It was good. I like that. I think they should do more of that. Like,
you know what it kind of reminded me of?
What's that?
You know what it kind of reminded me of that I just thought of, like, while we were sitting here talking about it right now, is the graveyard match. Where they start in the graveyard and then they end up going out to the ring for like a little bit, and like a little bit of shit happens there, but most of it happens elsewhere. I think
I love those types of matches.
Yeah, the spit on the grave. I think this was probably a little bit stronger of a match than the graveyard match, but yeah, both kind of similar sorts of concepts. So as far as my notes here, so we had a little promo package kind of building up like the rivalry between Goldust and Roddy Piper. Any thoughts on the little promo video? Kind of presented Piper more as kind of like the main character of that scene, of the angle storyline.
I don't have too many thoughts on the promo.
That's fine. We'll jump ahead. Then they show Marlena backstage, which again, Marlena, his Goldust manager, was his real life wife at the time. They would later get divorced. But what's that?
Attractive. She's very attractive.
She's an attractive. She was around for quite a while, actually. Like her and Dustin ended up getting divorced while they were both still in the WWF, and she was still a character for like many years afterwards.
Yeah. She's like, you could tell.
Takes good care of herself. Then we cut to the Backlot Brawl itself. So our first shot is Roddy Piper with a baseball bat. He's just kind of waiting there for Goldust. You made the comment that he looks like Mark Wahlberg, which I've never heard about Piper, but I don't hate that comparison.
I think it was like him and his jeans was a little bit of a different style for him than I've seen.
Sure. Usually it's a kilt and trunks.
Yeah. So like, I mean, he just,
in his dress,
good looking guy,
that's why he was in movies, Ryan, because he's such a handsome man. It makes sense why Goldust would, be fawning over him. He's such an attractive guy. So then after Piper waits there for just a moment or so, Goldust arrives in his gold Cadillac.
It was nice. I like that. That's a good touch.
Vegas Ryan,
all gold. Like
if Vegas Ryan can arrange for a gold Cadillac, I think that would suit you perfectly. There's nothing Greta would like tooling around in more than a gold caddy.
If she didn't, we'd have have a discussion.
Big problems.
I think
the cat's just hanging out in the back seat.
Each window,
yeah. Going just driving through the Grand Canyon in Gold Caddy. That sounds like fucking heaven.
Yeah.
Quick, and there's a couple of things about this match that are kind of interesting. One thing that we talked about while we were actually watching it. So the Backlot Brawl portion of the match was taped, I want to say 2 days prior to the like live in-ring stuff. The reason why Piper had like the fire hose out and stuff was because they weren't sure if it was going to be raining on the day of WrestleMania or not. So what he did was he like used the hose to wet everything down so they could say, hey, regardless of whether it's raining or not, it's wet because Piper blasted the hose everywhere.
Hold on, I don't understand that. What?
So
I mean,
sure. So let's say you're a fan in the audience, right? Like you're at WrestleMania 12 in Anaheim for that show. If you would have been watching the show and you see whether it's raining or not, like you see the weather, you're going to be like, it's not like that outside. And so what they did was Piper used the hose and blasted it all around to basically cover. So it's wet. And so that's, it's wet. It's a wet environment, regardless of whether it's sunny, whether it's raining, whatever. It's a wet environment.
That's kind of
this is the attention to detail.
Take like it's a fucking Los Angeles, one, and like I would have never, but I'm not the most observant person in the fucking world, so like.
Well, I think a lot of people wouldn't have picked up on it, but like there's certain things that like they don't give a fuck about when it comes to attention to detail, and there's other things where it's like things that people would never pick up on.
I mean, I don't want to jump ahead, but there was no blood on the Bronco, and then there was blood on the Bronco. That was.
Yeah, I mean, no, I didn't see any blood on the Bronco. We didn't get a good shot of it when he was pulling out, but his hand was bleeding when they left. I don't know.
Then, maybe, but they threw a lot. There was an observant amount of blood,
right?
An obvious amount of blood on that fucking door. Anyway, I'm just saying it's an interesting take to like worry about whether or not it rained in Los Angeles 2 days ago, and like to bring a fucking fire hose out there, like. I don't know. It just seems like a lot of work.
You got to have your priorities in order.
It seems like they did.
So they kind of a big brawl. Piper hits Goldust with a bat a couple times. He threw him into like a very large garbage container, and then he also took like kind of like the smaller, whatever you want to call it, aluminum something garbage can, and kind of smashed him over the head a couple times with it. You mentioned that if you had to be hit with any weapon in a wrestling match, you would choose a garbage can. Which I don't disagree with. I think that would probably be the best move because those garbage cans are like flimsy as fuck.
It looks like it's like a pop can, like
yeah.
It's just aluminum that like that. Yeah, so
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a couple of like punches that just looked brutal. I know. So Piper apparently did break his hand in that match, like punching Goldust in the head. Supposedly, like he got his arm in a cast after that shoot, and then he cut the cast off so he could do the stuff in ring a couple days later. So,
I mean, it's a not pussy move. It's a not pussy move, right? Like these guys, you call wrestlers like pussies because they, do whatever, but like, that's some of the shit they have to go through.
I don't.
Of course. I mean,
you mean you
I know that.
I've never called wrestlers pussies for the record.
Just
you're talking about society,
in the general, like, sphere.
Everybody's just called wrestlers pussies all the time.
Some might call wrestlers pussies, but like, the shit they have to go through, it's what you don't see on the behind the curtains,
Yeah, no, for sure. No, Piper was a tough dude. Like, it's pretty well documented. He was not one to be trifled with. Stabbed multiple times, cut his own cast off. He was a bad man.
He looks like a bad dude with jeans on. He looks like a guy no one to fuck with back in an alley. Even if I drove up in a gold Cadillac, like I just,
And I know you're a big fan of honky tonks, Ryan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard the song? Not that this gets a lot of play in honky tonks, I don't imagine, but have you heard the Johnny Cash? No, not fucking Big and Rich. God damn it, Ryan, shut up. No,
not Big and Rich, but okay.
Have you ever heard "Boy Named Sue" by Johnny Cash? You've never heard "Boy"? What the fuck is wrong with you? You're dropping honky tonk badonkadonk, but you've never heard "Boy Named Sue"?
To be honest, I'll listen to it. I'll give it a listen, but I'm not a huge Johnny Cash
fan. Oh, fuck
now,
yourself.
I know that makes me kind of a bitch.
Yeah, a big bitch.
I'm just not I'm just not who I am. I listen to more shitty country, 2012 country.
I appreciate that you're at least willing to admit that. That's that's a step in the right direction. But the story behind Boy Named Sue is it was a son who was named Sue, and his whole life he got tormented and picked on and beat up and shit. And so he swears a vow that if he ever meets his dad who skipped town, that he's gonna basically kill his dad. And then and so they kind of tell this story over the course of the song, and not to ruin it, but just get this point across that I'm talking about here. He eventually meets his dad. They get in a big bar fight, and he's like, "Why did you name me Sue?" And his dad's like, "Well, I knew I was not going to be there around for you. I knew that I was going to skip town. So I gave you the name Sue so that you'd grow up to be a tough guy and you could learn to fend for yourself." And so then they hug it out, and they're good buddies, and he forgives his dad, and they so Piper's kilt is the same thing. You got to be a tough fucking dude if you're going to walk around in a kilt. Okay. Is my point. Boy Named Sue.
That's nice. Yeah, no, and I'm going to listen to that song.
It's a great fucking song.
No.
It's a great fucking song.
It sounds like a good song. It sounds like a fucking great song.
Just play it in front of your roommates. I think they'll all really love it.
Yeah, I'll get on that.
They'll be like, "Oh, you've never heard this song before? You're an idiot."
I know that will be the case. Like I said, I'm not. I am a pussy fucking country fan. So.
You're taking it probably further than I would, but you know what? I'm not going to argue down on that. I don't even remember where I left off. So we had the punches, Piper's thrown into the garbage can. Eventually, Goldust runs into the Cadillac, backs up, and then he runs over Roddy Piper. So Piper was trying to leap on the hood of the car. He did kind of, but he also got hit by it.
Well, the thing with that is the announcers got so shocked at that point. Oh my God, he just got hit by a car.
Right.
They were not as shocked as, Goldface was getting hit.
Don't call him Goldface. Please don't call him Goldface.
Okay. But you know what I'm saying.
Sure.
It was an unfair, again, kind of analysis of what was happening.
You think that they should have reacted bigger when he got hit by the car, is what you're saying?
No, I think they should have reacted bigger throughout the entire... I mean... our guy was getting beat.
Which guy's our guy, just so we know? Piper? Or no, Goldust. Golden Face is our guy. Okay, got it. I'm on board.
I mean, it was pretty clear that he was getting kind of taken for a ride the entire... Since he brought the Cadillac, his windows were smashed out. Mm-hmm. His Cadillac, think how much that's going to cost him,
Yeah, that's good. That's a setback. Luckily, he's Hollywood royalty.
So you had to deal with all that. And then all of a sudden, after, getting beat with a trash can, getting thrown into the tables with all the food in it, thrown into a dumpster several times.
Right.
Several good, punches to his, and then they get upset that he got hit by a car a little bit as he rides on the hood.
Just hit by a car a little bit.
There's some bias in there for sure. I would say.
I don't think you're wrong about that. There was probably a little bit of a Piper bias, but hey, Piper's got the edge. He's been around for, over a decade by that point.
Piper was kicking his fucking ass, man. Like he was.
He's got Mark Wahlberg style. It's pretty cool. So after Goldust drives off, that's when Piper, and in fact, you called this even before Piper got in. When Goldust went in reverse, he backed into a white Bronco and then drove off. And you even called the OJ Bronco thing. And so Piper gets into the Bronco, drives off after Goldust, and then over the course of WrestleMania, it's interspersed with clips of the actual OJ Bronco chase, but it's presented as if it's Piper chasing Goldust.
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna. It looked like that, but they brought it in. It was just, I guess you can't not recognize that style of Bronco.
Yeah, and it's far less tasteless than bringing OJ in for a wrestling match. So as far as if they're trying to be topical and they're trying to interweave that storyline that public event into their narrative, then that's probably the best possible way to do it, kind of tongue in cheek. But then they pull into the Anaheim pond. So Goldust, Golden Face, he drives in first, and then Piper pulls up right next to him. Piper's kind of stalking him into the arena. Finally, they get out in front of fans, exchanging. Pretty quickly, I would say within about a minute and a half to 2 minutes, you made your pick of Goldust at this point. And that was basically based on the fact that he'd gotten his ass kicked for so much, you just assumed, okay, it's bound to turn it around at some point, yeah?
I don't think that was the reason for my pick this time.
Okay.
I picked him because I thought he was going to be the guy that, was just this kind of stand up, fucking crazy moment where this guy becomes a huge asshole and but he becomes the villain,
Right, sure.
I thought that, I didn't, usually I pick it because they're getting their ass beat, but I didn't this time. But I made the wrong pick, I guess, so.
In retrospect.
Realign how
I think after you made the pick, that's when Goldust grabbed Piper's butt. He set him up like he was going to do pile drive him, and then he just started massaging Piper's butt. I think at that point you were like, this pick may be problematic. There's a couple low blows back and forth. Piper's getting choked out with his own shirt. Really where the match kind of turns is where Goldust is kind of climbing the top rope. Piper hits the top rope to shake Goldust, and he lands crotch first onto the top turnbuckle. And then Goldust headbutts Piper a couple times and then delivers a big kiss. And that's when Piper gets real mad that he got kissed by Goldust. So he starts firing off punches. He grabbed Goldust by the balls. Then he starts kneeing Goldust in the balls, spanking Goldust. And finally the match ends when Roddy Piper strips Goldust down to his thong and bustier.
What a fucking part of the match that I kind of forgot about that for a second, but holy shit.
There was a lot going on in a relatively short amount of time. We saw a lot of shit.
And I think all of it up until this, it was all just fucking hit him in the balls as much as you can. It was all fucking cheap shots to the balls. Both of them, not the one of them, both of them were fucking doing it.
Yeah, no. Good. What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Jesus Christ. A little disappointing, but fuck, both of these motherfuckers,
a lot of ball hits.
Just a lot of ball hits. I haven't seen a match won or lost on ball hits. Today I saw a match won and lost.
For sure. Well, hopefully we don't have to see too many in the near future, but I guess we'll see. I think the most standout moment of Piper disrobing Goldust was he tried for so long to get the bodysuit completely off, and it was just getting stuck at the feet.
Yeah.
And eventually I think it just broke in the middle, and Piper gave up and then just kneed him in the balls one more time and called it good.
He also has some good ass grabs too.
Who, Piper? Yeah,
Piper had some good ass grabs.
Oh, I remember him spanking Goldust. Was there something else than
Maybe it was more spanks, but they were full on hand,
right
to the ass spanks.
Do you think that Greta would like you wearing the same lingerie that Goldust was adorned in during WrestleMania 12?
I don't know for sure. I don't know. It's hard to say.
I think if you had
possibly, but
if you had the bleach blonde shorn hair and you were painted gold with the negligee, I think that might be the look.
It is hard to say, but maybe.
I'm closing my eyes right now and I'm trying to picture your body.
Yeah.
In that.
Big. Chunks. chunks. Yeah, you gotta cover. Yeah,
chunks. You gotta cover the chunks. Which, speaking of that, our final shot of the match is Marlena covering Goldust up. So I don't know if you noticed this because there's a lot going on. So she's covering up his butt with like a jacket or something that she got. He is covering his top the whole time he's running out of the arena, like a woman would do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really know the match was over. I thought maybe, like, always when those things happen and they're just kind of like running off the stage, which is having like several. Is it over? Or are they like going to come back?
Right. Usually, like the cue is, "Hey, are they playing music? Okay, good. That's the end of the match." Like whatever. Yeah. That one was weird because there was no referee whatsoever. Like it wasn't an officially sanctioned match, but for all intents and purposes, Piper won.
Yeah, it was more clear, I would say, than several matches that we've had with the fucking referees. So, just so everyone knows how I feel about some calls.
Perfect. I appreciate you clarifying. People were worried about that. Let's rank it. Let's rank it.
Oh, man. Let's see.
Good luck. This is a tough one to rank. I don't know where I'd put it.
This is going to be a tough one to rank. I feel like they're getting like significantly more difficult, and that makes sense. But you don't have to do it. So
it's your gift and your curse, Ryan. You're cursed by having to do it, and yet you're gifted because anytime I argue with you, you're just like, well, it's not your fucking list to her. So, you get the benefits of both. I'm trying to think about, like, I'm trying to think of, like, fair places to put these matches now. And So, okay, let's kind of start from scratch here. So you said you liked it.
I did.
Did you love it?
No.
Okay. So that's... And this was the 46th match that we've watched so far.
To me, I think it goes like somewhere between like 22 and 26.
So you basically want to put this above Sasha and Bianca Belair. Yeah. Is that the idea? Okay. Yeah. I believe that makes it the new 26.
It's tough to knock Steve Austin down a spot, but I think that was a weak match by Steve Austin, so.
Sure. Well, it's still above or below the Stone Cold Steve Austin. It just happens to be above Stunning Steve Austin.
Right.
And let me just, for all of our female listenership, I just want to say Ryan's opinions are not reflective of my own. His misogynistic rankings, his misogynistic rankings where he insists upon singling out these female matches and then bumping those down intentionally, I don't agree with. I keep giving him opportunities to not do that, and yet he goes out of his way to do it nonetheless. So
I made this decision intentionally to make sure my rankings were in line with everybody.
You have
men, women, gay, straight. It doesn't matter.
The head scientific chauvinist Ryan Murphy, he's doing good work. Doing good work, everybody. Okay, new 26, perfect. We got that in place. I think it's time, Ryan. It's time to finish this thing out. I got a good piece of wisdom for everybody, Ryan. I think you're going to be really excited about this.
Yeah.
Do you recall last episode's wisdom tree by any chance? Because you got mad at me. You were upset with me about it.
Was it the pond?
It was the pond thing.
The pond drippings?
The pond drippings and kind of giving people pond advice. Right, exactly. So you got a little bit mad at me. So I wanted to kind of take it a step back. And so, I took what you said to heart. And I know not everybody has ponds. The vast majority of the Markomaniacs listening, we've done the studies, we've done the science. Most of them are pond-owning individuals, like myself, which is the type of people that I would want listening to this program. But I know, there may be a very small subsection of people that don't own a pond, so any pond maintenance advice may fall upon deaf ears. So here's what I'll tell you, because I know, again, not everybody owns a pond. So here's a piece of equipment that I'm sure everybody owns. So for all you printer-owning individuals, my advice to you is that you have an extra ink cartridge just tucked away. So that way, inevitably, when your ink cartridge for the printer that you own in your home, when that runs out of ink, then you can just have another ink cartridge ready to go. And so you never have less than one kind of tucked away in the chamber, so to speak.
I think more people have ponds than printers, Eric. You're just like, you're pushing how much shit you have with your fucking printer and your fucking pond.
It does,
and no one has a fucking printer.
This is a shocking revelation. People don't have printers?
No one. More people have ponds than people that have printers.
I'm almost certain that like 75% of our listenership have ponds and printers. I'm almost certain of it. I'm positive.
The Hard Mark Podcast, where you can go for all your pond maintenance advice,
printer ownership advice, all the things that people have. The one percenters that listen to this program.
I went to print some stuff out because I had to go to UPS to do it because no one has I have 5 roommates, Eric. No one has a printer. All right. Yeah. And the guy was like, I was printing out like 6 pieces of paper. He's like, it's $26. And at that point, I had already been around the block, and I've had to print so much shit off at like FedEx or like Kinko's or like fucking whatever. I finally like, I didn't snap. I was like, $26
for
like,
6
what?
Pieces of paper?
$26. And I was like, first of all, like, I'm not paying $26. I didn't say that. I was like, that can't be like actually right.
Right.
And like, he came back and he was like, no, like it is. And I was like, then I just won't get them. Like, I'm sorry you printed them, but I'm not going to like take them. I'm just going to, not being it like, again. And then there, like someone else came up there, like, and then it was like $6, which I was like, fuck, that's still like outrageous, but like, yeah, fucking pay for it. I drove all the way here.
What was
like they have to like, they're printing some shit, but like, $6, $26 though. Like, what the fuck is happening?
What was the rationale for it being $26? Was it fucking laminated
I don't know
color?
If made a mistake or like,
were these just black?
I was blown away. I was like, how does this happen? Like, but like, only blown away so much, like, because I'm like, printing is so fucking expensive. Like,
sure.
But I'm not going to pay $26 to do it. Fuck that. Like, I'll just buy a printer like Eric. Like,
yeah, exactly.
My own shit. Like,
yeah, just join the landed gentry over here with our pawns and our fucking printers. It'd be really great. Quick question around this transaction for you, Ryan. Did you tip that guy?
Mm-hmm. I almost left.
He printed the things, Ryan. This was a trick. You should have tipped him, even if he didn't.
There was and I think we talked about it last time. But what I'm saying is, like, they don't even ask for it anymore. It's not like on the wrist. It's on their little, like, their keypad, where you run your debit card, and it's like, oh, do you want to tip 15%, 20, or 25?
Right.
And the option for 0 is like fucking hidden, or you have to just like exit out of it. Like,
sure.
So, yeah, when you said 20, usually I'm not like confrontational. Usually I'll just be like, fuck it, I'll pay whatever. Like, it's fine. But like $26 for 6 sheets, I was like, I'm not, like, I'm just going to leave. Every
man's got to have a code, Ryan. And $26 for 6 sheets of paper, that's a fair code to have, I think, in my opinion. That's like, what is that amount? What is math on that? Let's see. That's $4 a sheet?
Right. Yeah, it's about $4 a sheet.
Yeah, Christmas. That's crazy, dude.
Just about. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I'll pay for whatever. If I gotta get a service, like, I'll just pay it. But like, that was the one thing that like fucking, like, I was like, you crossed the line, UPS. You fucking crossed the line.
You've made a powerful enemy in Ryan Buford Murphy today.
Even myself, I will like leave if you're gonna charge me $26 for 6 sheets. So.
Well, there you have it, everybody. Maybe next episode I might come at you with some shop maintenance, maybe some 2-car garage tips that you can keep in mind. I don't know what I'll do. It's something for the common man that we can all appreciate at the end of the day. But time will tell. Time will tell what I hit people with. Anything else, Ryan, that's on your mind that you want to spit at the people?
I gave everything I had to this this podcast.
I think I lost like 4 pounds during this thing. I've been wearing a sweatband this whole time. Everybody,
it's hot. I'm glad I'm not there.
I feel like LeBron James right now, in a not in a good way, in a bad way. But with that said, if you're not hard, get hard. Once you get hard, stay hard. Take it sleazy, everybody.
He also has some good ass grabs too.